sometimes you just gotta laugh, right? We've been having a problem with our kitchen sink. In fact, every time you put the garbage disposal on, the water would back up from the garbage disposal, and all the garbage in the garbage disposal would come up through the sink. So I thought it was a garbage disposal problem, so I worked on it. I plunged it, put the drain cleaner in there, and it got a little better, but it still was very slow draining. Then I talked to some plumbing friends of mine who said, Mike, just open up underneath the sink, you know, pull the valve out of there, clean it, do a little snake. I did all this, and it got a little better, but long story short, the sink would then fill with water and not drain for 2 or 3 hours. Well, do you think my wife was thrilled about that? No. Do you think I was thrilled about that? No. So after a couple of weeks of this, a couple of weeks of me experimenting, I brought in a professional. So this plumber came in here, and what he did is he took this huge snake, powerful snake that's motorized, and he stuck it down the valve on top of your roof, and he snaked out the entire pipes, I guess all the plumbing fixtures throughout the entire guts of the house. And he said, this will clean everything and you should be drained again. So he's up there for 20 minutes, banging away on New Year's Eve. And he comes down and he says, hey Mike, I've got a problem. There's a fly in here. Hold on, there you go. He says, you got a problem. I said, what's the problem? Is the drain working? He says, no. He says, it doesn't. Your problem is acorns. I said, acorns? He says, yeah. He says, there's acorns. I've been pulling hundreds and hundreds of acorns. I've pulled over 300 acorns out of your pipes. And I said, how could... I said, we're surrounded by oaks, so I understand that there's acorns everywhere. I climb up on the roof 2 or 3 times a year and pull all the acorns and leaves off the roof and out of the gutters. I said, but are you trying to say that the acorns randomly can go into fall? Hundreds of them can fall into a fixture this big? I said, it's got to be the squirrels. And he says, that's exactly what it is. He says, those little squirrels are taking the acorns and shoving them down your pipes on top, your drainage, your air vents, and storing them in your plumbing. You just got to laugh. I started laughing. I said, first of all, it's amazing to see squirrels are so industrious. They're amazing. I watch them all the time. They are they're hyper, and they do a lot of work. But I think this is an accumulation of years and years of squirrels squirreling away nuts into my air vents, and then thinking that they can go down there and get them. Now I talked to my brother who exterminates such critters, and he says they can. He says if they can get an opening this big, they can go down there and get them. So, long story short, the plumber said to cover the vents with some type of screening or mesh, and squirrels will no longer do that. He got the last of a couple hundred acorns out of there. Everything flows wonderfully, and it cost a few $100, and guess what? I said, for a couple $100, this is better than going to see a show. This was funny to me. Now, a lot of people would be devastated saying, oh my goodness, these darn squirrels did this, and it's costing me a couple $100, and, you know, the inconvenience, and yes, all that is one way of looking at it. But this video is about sometimes you just have to laugh. When all else fails, laugh. You know, squirrels are just being squirrels. What they're doing is actually so natural that you can't get mad at them. Because heck, they were probably here before us. In fact, I think they were. So I laughed at it. I'm thrilled that we got it fixed. I got to go crawl up on that roof now and put some mesh up there. And it's the same thing with the deer. I'm surrounded by deer. They're beautiful, they're fun to look at, but they eat everything in sight. They've devastated hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of plants. And know what I say? I have to now just laugh at it. Why? Because if the deer are smarter than you, Mike, it's your problem, not the deer. The deer are just doing their thing. You gotta adapt to them. So start off the new year right. That when things that might get you irritated or angry, if you can just look at the big picture and maybe just laugh at them, I think that you're going to have a better life, a better year, okay? Peace. Till next time.